A lot of Canadians may not know this, but Indigenous peoples, so long as there's no numbered treaty, actually have inherent title to the land. This may surprise a lot of us, but it actually goes back to 1763. I know this is not going to be a history lesson, but back then, in the Treaty of Niagara, the King of England, if you can believe this, actually stated that if there is no current numbered treaty with First Nations, that Aboriginal peoples have, quote, an inherent title to the land. And so if you fast forward to the 1970s, Hydro-Quebec started developing dams in northern Quebec. Well, the Cree never signed a treaty with the Crown. So the Cree took Hydro-Quebec to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court actually ruled in favor of the Cree, saying, yeah, like, there's no numbered treaty here. So you have to work in partnership. And now there's a revenue sharing agreement, and the Cree were able to negotiate their place. Similarly, in BC, there were no numbered treaties signed in all of British Columbia. So that's why the Cowichan and others, like the Nisga'a Treaty, are, I understand, modern day treaties. They're treaties where both sides fully understand the implications of what's being signed here. And so for the communities that are locked into these old, numbered treaties from the 17th century, 18th century, they're now going to the court and saying, hang on, like, we signed these treaties, yes, but our leadership didn't fully understand English common law. They were signed under duress or stress. And yeah, so communities want to sign a modern day treaty similar to Nisga'a, the Cree, etc. And so this now plays a very important role in how the Crown and Indigenous relations move going forward. And so anytime you see in the news a community is asserting its right to land, think back to 1763 and what the King of England said. That now sets the precedent for all future negotiations. Now, you might be asking, why would the king say that? My assumption is just totally my assumption, but I think the king learned from, the experiences of the Spanish in Mexico and South America, that it cost the Spanish crown a lot of money to be at war with Indigenous communities. And so probably the king wanted to keep the peace, and probably he didn't think that Canada and the land value would increase the way it has. Anyways, those are just my assumptions. A small history lesson, I know, but I just saw it in the news. I thought to share it.